Hey folks, just getting set up here. Let's get fired off. There we go. It should have us. Hello world. I'm Alan. It's just another live coding session here. See if that works. All right. So this is a continuation of previous live coding sessions where I didn't make a lot of progress. I just bounced around a bunch. But what I'm doing is I have a Hugo website, or a website that's built off a piece of software called Hugo. That's pretty solid. I really like it. It's a static website generator, and what that means is that you have flat files that then can turn into other flat files, and that's what gets pushed up the server, and that's what works. You can look up Hugo a little bit if you're interested. Let's go Hugo. Go Hugo.io if you want to look up Hugo. I should look and see. Yeah, I think that's right. So basically what I've got is inside this content directory, which is where all my content's stored. There's all these directories with files inside of them that have the actual content of the thing. Oh, I should do an image test. All right, so we're actually going to take a note. So the place that I have this, I've created a scripts directory and update directory structure. So the goal is to take all the content from this this production prod content directory, all the things in there, and then move them into this prod target content folder. But when I do that, I want to actually add the year as a directory and a top level directory called posts. So what that would look like is posts 2020 some post, right? So that's the structure that I'm looking to get to. And so last time, I've got a Python script that's going to run off this virtual environment. So we're going to fire up that virtual environment. It gives me Python 3. And then we're going to get into our update script. So last time, basically all I did, or all that we got set up after a bunch of bouncing around, is I know my source directory is going to be that prod content directory, and my target directory is prod-target content. And so the first thing I did was I've got it set up so that every time the script runs, it clears out the prod target directory to make sure that I've got a fresh start. And it should work if we just keep running it. Yeah. So even if there's something in there like that, when I run the script, that gets deleted. The reason for that is I just don't want any cruft in there. The thing that I've realized just a second ago is I actually want to do tests for this to make sure I really do get everything to move. I was thinking about just doing a quick move, like writing this as a quick script without any tests on it, because it is pretty simple. But I just realized one of the things that I have is inside the prod directory, there's content. So most of the directories are just like this. So content, and then there's a directory, which is the title name, and I can show you that. So 10 off at Lowe's, whatever. So, actually, I wonder, does that have? Yeah, okay. Interesting. I don't remember how I put the images in, but so I've got, I don't have anything fired up. So what I need to do too We're going to fire up another terminal here because Hugo has an internal server that'll let me work locally and see my changes. So we go to Woodchat, alanwsmith.com, prod for now. We go Hugo server-d. So this is where Hugo's basically building all the site, the static site. It goes much faster when I'm not running OBS. Cool. So now what that gives me, if I go to localhost 1313, it gives me this is the preview, or the local version of my site. So the the live version, www.alanwsmith.com, you can see the most recent post was this Secure Hugo a Tech Talk, which is down here, and I've made some other posts in the drafts that are basically getting ready to go. So this is prod, this is live. I've also made some CSS updates. But so what you can see is inside each one of these directories, that directory 2 quarts becomes this 2 quarts, and there's a broken image in there. I'll have to figure that out. That's from 2006, so that's a couple different pieces of blog software ago. So if it was only these index files, I might be a little bit more okay about not testing this. That's kind of a bad idea. But then I forgot about the fact that there's also images that can happen in these bundles. So year 1-images. This is the image holder. Oh, I didn't actually do anything with those images. That's weird. Okay, this one had some images that hopefully will show up. They go show up. There you go. So I want to make sure that all those images get pulled in properly. In order to do that, I need to make sure that they get moved over as well. So that just got complicated enough that I'm going to write tests for this. So this is going to take me even a little bit longer because I'm not as good at writing Python. I don't remember how to write Python tests. So basic script and tests. Okay. So I've got some notes here for setting up testing. Let's see what we got going on. Here's one that we're actually going to use. Running Python unit tests in a single file. So normally what you would do, or traditionally what you do, is have 2 different files, like your main test script, your main script and then a test script that calls it. I spent some time working on a way to basically do it all in one file, just to make it a little bit easier. So I'm going to see if I can get that running real quick. Test from main file. This is test figure out how you file to work, because you can run either a test file or a test file under test. So I've got a couple different ways to do this. This is all, I want a really simple test suite. Let's try this one. Run a test before it, so let's see if this works. Um, so the other trick with this that I'm looking at is I've done it like most of the time when I've done test stuff, I've done it as classes. So the one thing that we should do is this: if name main. So what this does is basically if the undo that. It only runs the script if the script gets run directly, which is if the name equals main, then it calls all the actual things that get run. If you run a test script and it calls this script, because the name of the file getting called, the __ name, basically this script would know that it isn't the main one being run, so it wouldn't actually try and run its stuff. So that's an important line if we're going to use test code. And we're going to use test code. This will be the first time I've done test code with a directory, just definitions and not a class. So we're going to see how this goes. So what are we doing? Tests update directory. User, bin environment, Python, rinse, HW, hello world. That worked, okay. And we're also going to open the main script. Okay. So how do we set up? So import unit test. See that's calling Not sure how this works. Import, do you just import it? Yeah, module name, import directory structure. Hang on, did I spell that wrong? Let's see, where am I going? Here. Scripts, here. See if I make sure I got that all lined up right. Oh. All right, so let's see if this works. We're going to make those underscores. Does that work? Okay, that works. So file name has to be underscores. So, okay, lesson learned. Let's do this. So we're going to move update directory structure. We're going to do the same thing in the file names, or in the directory structure name. So we're going to make everything name the same for consistency's sake. We're going to go in there. And we're going to move that to have underscores. Okay. tab edit, test. So I've got 2 tabs open in Vim here. Why didn't that work? No module named pathlib. What? Oh. Okay, so here's the thing. When I hit deactivate here, that's gonna stop trying to use the local Python environment. Deactivate, that's maybe how you spell it. And then, so because I changed this directory, the virtual environment that's in venv no longer works because it has hard-coded paths to the one with dashes. So we got to get rid of that. Python 3 module venv is the name, and we're going to put it in a directory called the same thing, venv. So this will take a second. By a second, I mean like a minute or two. There we go. And now we can do source. And now, hopefully, if we go back into Vim and we get this and we run this, hooray, it works. And this maybe will work. Okay, good. Okay, cool. So now how do we test? So we need a class. Dir move tester. Dir move test? What do we call it? Yeah. Unit test. Test case. Hey Steve, how's it going, man? Oh. Hey Steve sounded like Hey Siri apparently. Let's see what we can do here. What's wrong? So we're going to define a setup. And see, this is where I don't know how to test yet really in Python. And I'm not exactly sure what I want to do. Yeah, hacking an iPhone right now. Also, you've hacked my mouse. My mouse stopped working. Literally, my mouse stopped working. All right, hang on. That becomes a problem. Actually, Bluetooth. Bluetooth freaks out still every now and then on my machine. Actually, it's really freaking out now. That'd be awesome. Great timing. Wow, that's pretty fried. Is there a service I can kill? That's probably it, but I don't want to mess with it. Is this live yet? Jesus. Wow. All right, let's see what this does. This may crash everything. We'll see what happens. I've never had it lock up like this totally before, which also freaks me out just a little bit. Because I like whenever something like this happens, I always freak out that my machine's going to be like crashing soon, or not like crashing, but like dying. Can do this. Trying to let's do this. All right. I really don't want to have to reboot. I'm gonna have to reboot. Normally I can get out of this, but something's freaked out on it. All right, I'll be back in a minute. That sucks. See you, Steve. Maybe in a minute, maybe later. Enjoy, or whatever. Be back in a minute.